Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Thank you, Anish. It's so nice to connect with you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, we have a little bit of a feedback. All right, so here we go. I think we are good now. I was able to go live finally. So happy I was able to do that because really funny. It wouldn't let me go live directly, so I actually had to use a restreamer, which worked. A little bit complicated, but it worked. All right. Well, anyway, let's get started. Today is day 27, and we're going to jump into a couple of topics here. There's a couple of things that I want to discuss today. One of them is I had a couple questions about some things that I want to respond, and also I'll be talking about a new series that I'll be working on when we're done with this series that we're doing to go jump into the topic of ET contact. There's been so many questions around that, and I would really like to dedicate some time to that topic to really address all of those questions and perspectives regarding interdimensional contact, hybridization program, all the things that are happening in the world today, and how we can kind of work through some of these things that are happening. But to begin with all of that, today, in addition to this topic, is what are we working on internally? And that's kind of what we're doing our challenge for in order to grow our energetic field. And that's actually the most important thing that I want to focus on. And everything that we're doing here together kind of creates a foundation for the things that we're coming into in the next couple years. And that being said, the changes that we're experiencing in the world today they are it's so powerfully, I mean, I can't even begin to express how every single human that came into this timeline here is really unique. And sometimes we look at each other and we see people that are maybe not, they seem like they're not stepping up to the plate, or they seem like they're, completely disconnected. But in fact, they do play a tremendous role in what we're going through right now collectively. And I guess those that choose to be asleep are choosing to kind of disconnect from a lot of these realities. And the painful truths of the things that are happening in the world today are affecting us and will affect the systems that make up our reality. They will affect all of the systems of health, the systems of co-creation, society, education. Everything is completely being turned upside down in order to change. There has to be a change. It is so important for this change to occur. And if we get stuck and in fear, our participation in that is very important. Our healing, the healing of our traumas, the healing of our pain, the healing of our suffering, our limitations is incredibly important in creating the foundation for ourselves and all of the souls that are interconnected to us at this time. But the work that we're doing is not just simply to say that it's only for the collective and what they're doing. We need to look at ourselves and kind of have a sobering look at what is happening in our lives. Where are we falling behind in our work? Because the internal work is actually the key to liberation at this time. If we can really address those triggering emotions that are being heavily triggered by the things that are happening in the world around us today, we can really reach a point of freedom and expansion that is far transcending anything that we've experienced in the last 10 years. And that's the beauty and the opportunity of what's happening in the world today. There are many different systems and many different movements that are happening in the world that are meant to confuse, that are meant to destruct, that are meant to make people feel disconnected from their source. And I just want to invite you that as soon as you start feeling that way, to really remember the body, remember the self in that moment, and kind of make a conscious choice to pull away from that distraction into the embodiment of truth, the embodiment of what is here in the now, what is available for you, the tools that are available here in this moment, and applying them actively. one of the things that I teach here is called GPAC. And it is a very simple acronym, but the work behind that acronym is actually pretty profound in that it's something that addresses all of your systems of the mind and body and how they relate to your everyday, your interactions, your emotions, what you're expressing, what you're co-creating. So it's really important that when we're working on those things, that we begin to apply this knowledge. And GPAC is about grounding, feeling, being in the physical body, grounding ourselves in the moment. It is about aligning, it's working with our systems of co-creation. It is awareness, what we can call protection, but more importantly, the protection is not separation. It is the awareness that you are everything that is in this space and that you control everything that is here. And the co-creation is the mechanics of creation, what you are able to manifest. And if we really understand those tools that are available to us, we can begin to shift our lives. Day 26, we did a practice to begin to learn how to use our crown chakra, how to shift from a place of helplessness, of disconnect, into a place of empowerment and co-creation by eliminating those karmic cyclical contracts that we have that pull us behind in those limiting beliefs. So what we want to work on at this time is to go now to the next step. What happens when we're already doing the work? How do we support ourselves moving forward? And one key thing, and how you know that the body is healthy and thriving at this time, is that you have the ability of bringing yourself into a state of bliss. What is the magic of bliss, the power of bliss? There is an entire science behind being in a state of bliss. And there have been many studies about when the body or when humans fall in love, when they are in a state of love, all of the systems begin to self-regulate in the body. Biologically, psychologically, emotionally, things begin to come on hormonally, chemically in the body. Things begin to shift, and there is an incredible expansion within the body that allows the body to come into a powerful state. But what the general public doesn't know is that this state is actually the God state. This is the state of co-creation. This is where we can begin to experience magic and affect the matter, the physical world around us. We begin to affect it by the ability of manifesting in that strong vibrational state, shifting what we experience, how we perceive things, because at the end of the day, what affects the consciousness and the interaction of this medium of the physical plane is how we perceive what we're experiencing. And the physical body, this incredible important vessel, whatever it's seeing, it doesn't know what it's seeing. We apply meaning to the things that we're experiencing. And again, depending on our programming, if the programming behind what we're seeing is triggering suffering and repeated experiences of pain, everything that we learned, then we're going to be reliving that over and over again. So if we begin to see what we're experiencing and no longer apply the same meaning to those things, change that meaning or perhaps not apply any meaning at all of a sudden you have more opportunities. You can respond to this event in a different way. And the internal body now doesn't have to go through the chemical processes of response that it's used to going through. For example, if it's something scary, and your body is used to paralyzing or running this huge rush through the body of adrenaline. Well, if you allow yourself to pause before you allow those mechanical responses to take over the body, you can choose that your body no longer has to feel those things in that same manner. And this is not about restricting what you're feeling. It's about complete conscious presence and connection to your physical body in such a way where you are well aware of what you choose to experience in that moment. because a lot of times we are not even aware of these mechanical processes. So the first step in this process of awareness is to observe yourself. And I talk a lot about that in my other videos, but the practice of being in the present moment is that of observation, complete surrender, stillness, in that you can begin to observe, see yourself, hear, almost as if you're looking at yourself from 360 degrees around you. You know, what is your posture like? What are you thinking in the back of your head? What are the thoughts? What do the things that I say make you feel? How do you respond to that? All of those little things that we think are just little ideas, little natural parts of us, are informing and influencing what we're going to experience. And a lot of those things are mechanical responses from the subconscious mind. So if we begin to observe them, we learn so much about the self. We begin to see where we hold on to unconscious suffering, unconscious fears, doubts, rejection of the self, insecurities, and you begin to notice that what you're made up of, your entire personality perhaps, the entire expression of your being from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you might be really stuck in certain ideas about yourself, in certain perspectives, in certain images of yourself that you keep reliving and keep informing over and over again. So we cannot evolve when we're constantly repeating the same things over again. So in order to help ourselves, first we have to know what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing. And so that observation state is the first step in beginning to make space for the ability to feel bliss and love. Now, once you're able to observe and you kind of got an idea of what are the kind of patterns that you go through throughout your day, you can begin to choose. And as you choose, you're educating yourself moment by moment. What is a more expansive and creative state of being, and what is a counter-creative state of being? And you need to really observe all the things that you're doing, because sometimes we that have been in the spiritual community for a long time, we might think that what we're doing in that moment is very spiritual, or, it's some kind of spiritual technique that we've used. But for this practice, I would like for you to completely let go of all kinds of ideas and limitations in your mind and begin to observe yourself from a completely new place. We get stuck sometimes, even in our own practices. So if you can just watch yourself, maybe the practices that you've been doing are not beneficial for you. Maybe you've become stuck. Maybe you keep repeating things over and over again. So in order to observe and acknowledge that, we need to watch and see what's happening. How is it affecting us? Is it really helping us? And if it is, we can continue doing it. But if it's not, we can choose something different. So once you've accepted all of these things that you observe about yourself, it's important never to judge what you see, but to have a very neutral observation of yourself. And observing these kinds of reactions of yourself help you begin to have a lot of compassion for yourself. And compassion is a key word in this process of healing, because you begin to understand what it is that you are seeking through these experiences, seeking through these mechanical reactions. And you can notice how you can provide yourself with what you're seeking instead of having to go through these mechanical responses. And it's a really, really powerful shift in meditation. And I have a lot of videos on this channel that walk you through that process step by step. And we're going to do that in a little bit as well. But if you can begin to shift the perspective, it really opens up space in the body, prepares the human organism in order to embody that bliss, a more expansive feeling. So the next thing that I want to talk about is, how do we even recognize bliss when we are so busy being in survival mode, when we are so busy being angry, upset, judging the things that are happening around us? How can we begin to open space and remember what it means to embody bliss? And for this reason, it's really important that we take a moment to connect with the things that bring us joy, that make us happy, that help us feel love. And allow this to be a part of your daily routine in which you are embodying this actively. You are doing this, connecting with that feeling, with that thought, more so than the feeling of survival. Because collectively, the energies in the universe right now are heightening to a way where they're going to intensify these feelings of helplessness, feelings of overwhelm, feelings of distress. So we need to really apply ourselves here in these next couple months. And we need to do that because we are shifting the vibrational frequency of the physical body in order to match the vibrational frequency of the collective at this time. Right now, the entire universe is moving as we come to a close to this year through a really, really heightened vibrational frequency. And the invitation that is so special in that frequency is that everything that we have been working on in the past couple years is coming to an end in a very different way than before, because it's really where we are being pushed forward and kind of tested in that spiritual realm to see if we are able to hold space energetically and vibrationally. And it's not just about putting a smile on the face and pretending. It's about, have you done the inner work? Have you healed those parts of you that you're neglecting or not wanting to heal right now? And are you genuinely embodying joy? Or are you just kind of surface feeling these kinds of feelings of bliss? So it's really important that at this time we walk our walk, talk our talk, and embody really truly this kind of work. It will help us in the next couple years because there is a division that is inevitably occurring. And those that do not choose wellness, those that choose suffering, fear, anxiety, separation, are going to be experiencing that in a much more magnified manner, in a physical way, energetically in their environments, and the environment will mirror those emotions in a very profound and impactful manner. So this motivation is not meant to cause fear or doubt in what's happening, but an invitation in which we really use this opportunity to embody love for the body, for the self. Activating the intuition is a key element in this work, and we cannot access our intuition when we are in survival mode. We cannot access the intuition when we're angry, when we're upset, when we're frustrated, when we're tired, exhausted, depleted. So the health of the organism, the health of the mind-body connection is essential to sustaining the amount of life force that needs to run through this organism. And more importantly, as we are moving through the next 5 years, we are making space for more life force to move through the planet, move through this dimensional realm that we are sharing. I'm going to be talking about a couple different things at this time that have to do with the genetic modification of our genetic makeup. Our holographic DNA becomes limited and constricted by the amount of foods, the kind and the quality of foods that we eat, the pharmaceuticals that we take, the emotions that we feel. So we need to understand that very clearly. And it's important to have an intuitive connection to what your body needs right now and to listen to that really clearly. If your body tells you intuitively it doesn't need something or it doesn't want something, it's important to listen to that now, because the consequences of not listening to that are on a completely different level right now. And it is affecting the whole in a way where there are aspects and timelines and generations of bloodlines that are coming to an end at this time. And they are coming to an end at this time because it is a purging. It is a purging of vibrational frequency. Those that are vibrating at a certain frequency won't match the frequencies that are available at this next stage of this evolution. And so that separation, and I actually talk a lot about this in the hypnotherapy session number 133 by Alba Weinman a few years back, when I talked about this situation that we're going through right now. I talked about the separation of these bloodlines. I talked about the health situations and the choices that are necessary to make at this time. But what's really important is that each and every one of us train the intuition, and this is something that we should have already been doing and need to continue to really do right now. Because if the body says it needs something, you need to listen to that. If it needs water, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world around you. You need to stop for a moment and give your body water. There is a very a disconnect in our minds because of the compartmentalization of the world around us, because of the fears and the mind control and all of these illusions of separation that are drilling in our mind, that survival is the primary thing to focus on right now. So we have to break that thought. We have to completely eliminate that thought, because that thought is the mechanism of enslavement of the collective at this time. And when we pull away from that mechanism, you begin to operate on a higher level of co-creation, which is different. And so we, as the veil is thinning, those that are heeding that call to connect to a different vibrational frequency at this time are acting and moving and navigating this physical plane in a different way. It is a way that is intuitive. It is a way that is connected to the earth. It's connected to nature. It's connected to the natural laws of co-creation. And the reason why we have all of these ancient mystery schools and all of these movements, spiritual movements right now, is to bring that wisdom back into the earth, back into remembering from the subconscious mind, because it's encoded in our genetic code, it's encoded in our blueprint, how to keep this organism thriving, because it's natural. They're natural laws of co-creation. To keep the organism healthy, our emotions have to be understood. They have to be observed and carefully utilized as tools of co-creation. We have to eat vibrant, healthy, green, living food, balanced food, proteins, whatever proteins you need. You need to eat the rainbow. Okay, we are rainbow bodies. We are light bodies. And if we're not doing the emotional work, at least do the eating work, because all of what you're nourishing in your body is shifting your vibrational frequency. And finally, the things that you put into your body, a lot of people are shifting diets. Okay, they're shifting diets because the vibrational frequency of the collective is changing. And I've been noticing that a lot over the past, especially this last year, and even myself. The energies that are available to us in the world around us are very, very strong. They are very strong. And for some people that are very sensitive, they might need to eat different diets. It might need to be either heavier foods to ground more, depending on the amount of vibrational frequency they're pulling through the body, or eat less in order to move different amounts of energy through their body. So pay attention to what's happening to you. If you're feeling sick after you're eating, if you're feeling tired after you're eating, if you're feeling out of balance with the diet that you're used to, I guarantee you that you need to change it. And if you make that change, it will be easier for you to meditate, to drink water, to connect. All of these things are interconnected. They are not separate. So it's really, really important to pay attention to that. Okay? And hopefully, the healthier and more organic that we eat, we can really begin to flush out the toxins from the body. Unfortunately, in the US, a lot of our food is filled with pesticides, filled with chemicals, antibiotics, a lot of different chemicals that we need to be very careful about. And I know other countries are the same, but some countries have more heavier regulations around it, like Europe and some countries in South America and Asia as well. So there's different diets going on. So we have to be a little bit more selective. trying to get food that is the cleanest as possible. And if you cannot access that clean food, know how to use energy, know how to use vibrational frequency. All of these things affect the body because we are not in control of the body. We allow things to affect the body. So the mind is actually the most powerful thing when it's connected to the heart center, when we activate the higher levels of co-creation of the body, the heart, the throat, and the third eye, we can begin to affect and change matter. You have to remember that and really get that encoded in the mind. If you affect matter by your vibrational frequency, by your intention, you can begin to infuse your food with golden light, with white light. And every time you're about to eat something, I always eat in bowls, but you can eat whatever you eat, is hold the food in front of you and set the intention. I will be nourished. I will be healed. I will feel love with the food that I'm eating at this time. And as soon as I eat it, mindfully eating that into your body and allowing it to be your medicine. We have millions of experiments and tests and scientific documents that have researched and documented the placebo effect. So if placebo effect works in clinical trials of really powerful medications and illnesses, you can be your own constant placebo effect as well, because the mind over the body is the most powerful. Mind over body, over matter, right? So this is really, really important to remember right now, because this is where we begin to become sovereign. We are governing this body. We are deciding what happens to this body. We are deciding our health is here. The immune system is working. And we are consciously remembering every moment that when we embody fear or doubt or disconnect and separation, we are destructing and opening the body for destruction, for counter creation, for illness, all of those things. And so stopping to remember that and choosing something different is always going to be more creative for you. Okay, and it's really, really important to do that. But aside from that, one of the things that we need to also remember is that our holographic DNA is affected by the things that we're eating. It is affected by our emotions. It is affected by the things that are happening around us. And we know certain things collectively in a very profound way. The telepathy of the universe is actually very much alive, very much functioning. And in meditation at this time is the primary moment to tuning in and picking up that phone call from the collective at this time, because the ability to connect to the Akashic records, to the information network, is more available than ever before. So if you are experiencing downloads or messages, you need to listen to them. They're very important. And it's very interesting, but sometimes they sound like very distant messages, or messages that are hard to feel, or they don't feel as concrete. I would like for you to just experiment and just write them down, acknowledge them, respect what you're receiving, because you're actually connecting to a collective consciousness. And the messages that are coming in for now are preparing you and your lineage for what's coming in the next couple years. Okay? The kind of changes that we're going through are going to be heavier systems of control that are going to want to suppress and compartmentalize and push the agenda of compartmentalization in many different ways. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time, China is actually was one of my favorite countries to visit. I've worked a lot there with my previous company, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful place. But over the last few years, they have implemented some technology of surveillance and control that really is something out of a dystopian film. And so when we look at those things, we need to remember that if you listen to and follow the trends that are happening in technology. If you live here in the Silicon Valley, it's something that I do a lot. You can kind of begin to look at, and also stocks of certain corporations, you kind of begin to look at the trends. And there are a couple areas of trends that I've noticed that have gone up more than ever. The surveillance, and biometrics and mapping of face and body, and also the advancement of video camera surveillance and the implementation of video camera surveillance in the homes, private residences, and also through our cell phones. So, in other words, over the past 10 years, there have been a major push for the implementation of these surveillance systems that are basically managed by us, just by the kind of technology that you and I hold in our hands and utilize daily. So we need to become aware that all of these databases of information are not private, and they are being utilized on the back end for other purposes, just as the implementation of what's happening in China. And the future of a lot of the systems that we're going towards are potentially going to look like the model that has been implemented in China. So we need to, in some way, begin to notice that. And it's not a moment to become alarmed of anything, but to be conscious that the choices that we make with our everyday actions, the things that we're doing, and begin to pull away from these systems of surveillance, of information mining, because what is actually being built is an artificial intelligence beyond our imagination, which we have already contributed to building in the past 20 years. Okay, with the internet. The internet is actually a system of information that is recording our emotions, our movements, our trends, our habits, all of those things. And we are creating that system in a way with our contributions and the things that we do. So it is really something that we need to become aware of, and little by little make the choices necessary to try to pull away from the technology as much as we possibly can. Because where the attention needs to be directed, our life force needs to be directed to building the well-being of this organism, to building the immune system, building self-sustaining systems that are not codependent of parasitic systems that drain the life force, that manipulate and control the subconscious mind to feel certain ways, to behave certain ways. We are a very huge product of social engineering. And so for that reason, the more we begin to wake up spiritually, emotionally, and physically, we make choices to pull away from these kinds of parasitic systems that drain our life force. But it's not a victim situation. It is completely our participation and our contribution to these systems that has to be looked at. And it's our responsibility, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to talk about those things, because what we are talking about here and how we begin to shift and change our habits in our spiritual work, the work that we do with the emotional traumas, the work that we're doing with pain and suffering, childhood traumas, if we don't dissolve that, by this system of artificial intelligence, by the events that happen in the world around us, we are easily manipulated, easily put into situations and where we are confused and we don't know what's right from wrong. We don't know what's up, what's down. We don't know what's good for us. And that is completely something that we need to look at and know that, yes, we do know. We do know. It's our intuition. Our intuition is here to tell us what is needed in this physical body. The intuition is to tell us how we are kind of needing to navigate this moment. And with the major changes in the system that are coming in the next few years, the implementation of many kind of systems of control, a lot of our, let's see, how should I put it? Our ability to move around our cities, especially in the US, are changing, but many other countries as well, right? We can't do certain things. We cannot Some people are not being able to do certain things. Some people are losing their jobs. Some people are, making choices that are limiting their abilities to do things. And so we need to take a look at that and see how are we going to respond as a collective community, as conscious human beings and citizens of this global situation. And look at internally what is the right thing for each human to experience and embody that in our everyday habits. Because it's in the food that we're eating that play a role. You may not think so, but all of these systems are interconnected. It's in the things that we're watching, it's in the things that everything is kind of connected. So just living on that kind of state of awareness is really important. Okay? And of course, your healing and your work internally is the key to being able to navigate that. All right, my love. Let me oh my goodness. Hello everybody. I'm so happy to see you guys here. Hi Anush. Hi RR2. La único Yola. Gracias, amor. For all you do, you help me so much. I'm always watching. Thank you so much, La Única. The man from Daytona, so good to see you. Magic Sola, so good to have you here. Eon, Flame on Beloved Geraldine, deep gratitude, much love to you. Your hair looks really nice today. Thank you so much. Mary Bond, so good to see you. Successful Awakening, great to have you. Thank you so much. ET1, so great to have you. I'm practicing every day how to maintain a higher vibration. It takes a lot of effort at the moment. I hear you, but let's change that. Let's change it from the effort to surrender, which is what I want to work on with you today. JP Official, so nice to see you here, you guys. All right. Yes, JP Official is here to work on the chakras. Good job. Anushi, thank you for your beautiful teachings. I'm trying to figure out my own spiritual path. Grandmaster UV, so good to see you. Thank you, Anushi. ET1, so good to see you. Mary Bon, yay. Let me see if you're having any questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Yeah. Yep. Anita, so good to see you here. I'm so glad you're here. She owns and she grows her own food. That's amazing. That's what I'm headed to do as well. And I've been growing my own as well. A couple little things, couple little tomatoes, lemons, couple little things. Angie says, hello Geraldine, all you beautiful people. Love you family. It's so nice to see all of you guys here. What a gift to have you here. Dominican Republic. Hi Madeline, it's so good to see you. Gabriel Liam, amazing. Monique, Nikesh, love your energy. Love you too. Cedric Origin, peace and love. Zukshil, so good to see you. All right, my love. So let's get started. So what we're going to work on today is embodying, finding this place of bliss that we really need in the body, finding this place of where we need to go. And the embodiment of that bliss at all times, despite all of these things that we're hearing about, is the key. And really what we need to do is be comfortable, regardless of what we know is coming or has come or is already happening around us. The key right now is to embody that bliss, embody that neutral space to allow that bliss to divinely drive our actions in a daily manner, okay? All right, so let's get started. We're going to start by inhaling deeply. As we inhale, we're going to ground down to the center of the earth. Grounding down to the center of the earth. I see your questions. I'm going to answer them after our meditation. Okay, so anchoring in the body, just feeling yourself in the body, completely aware of your 5 senses. Breathing deeply. With every breath you take, okay? And just becoming aware of our energetic space around us. Tuning in to the body. Tuning in to any tension in the physical body. Breathing deeply. Okay, we're going to start by connecting with the root chakra. Go ahead and close the root chakra down to the size of a dime. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply. We're going to really focus on our breath in this practice today. So I really want you to focus on breathing and exhaling. Okay. And what we're going to do is, as we work with the chakras, we're going to visualize that we're pulling up a golden energy and we're absorbing it into the chakras as it goes up the body, up to the highest level. So go ahead and pull up to the second chakra. Inhale, you're going to imagine pulling up from the earth a gold vibrational frequency, a very high healing energy into the sacral chakra. You're going to spin it as fast as possible, closing it down to the size of a dime, and breathing powerfully. You're going to breathe like this. Just listen and follow along. So keeping a very nice rhythm as you inhale and exhale. I literally want you to hear your breath as you breathe in and exhale out. You're going to pull up again, energy up into the solar plexus, the center core of the body. So go ahead and visualize closing that chakra down to the size of a dime and just spinning it as fast as possible. And with every breath you take, it's as if that spinning becomes faster and faster. Every breath that you take, you're going to maintain this rhythm. You're going to begin to feel the breathing as you begin to move more air through the body. You're going to go up into the chest as you inhale, continuing to breathe in a powerful rhythm. And you can kind of imagine counts of 4 going in, counts of 4 going out. When you're not pushing or forcing anything to happen in the body, you're just gently allowing yourself to feel the rush of energy as it moves through the body. You're going to go up to the heart chakra now, and I want you to take a nice deep breath again and expand that heart chakra really nice and wide, front and back of the body, breathing. We are really moving the energy in the body at this moment. You're going to go up to the throat, inhaling deeply, expanding that chakra as wide as possible, front and back. You're You're going to go up now to the third eye. Go ahead and open that chakra as wide as possible, front and back, opening the center of intuition. And this is a really powerful way to connect yourself with your body, to come into your body, to ground yourself in the body with this kind of rhythmic breathing. And if you feel yourself getting lightheaded, I want you to anchor yourself. If you're getting lightheaded, you're not used to breathing. So this is just an indication that your body needs more oxygenation. Sorry, I always have a hard time saying that word. But I want you to ground in your body, anchor yourself. Imagine that golden light is connected to the center of the earth as you pull the energy up into the body. You're going to go up now into your crown, and we're going to activate the crown. Breathing deeply, you'll notice that as you open the top 3 chakras, it's easier to breathe. It feels like more oxygen can enter into the body. This is a very purifying, cleansing exercise. So with every breath you take, go up to your crown, and you're going to begin to activate the crown as it spins really fast. Open that crown chakra. This is a powerful exercise to ground yourself, to connect with the body, and to begin to manage the emotions. Okay, with every breath you take, anchor yourself. Okay, now we're going to continue that movement by pulling up green energy from the center of the earth. Go ahead and pull up a green energy up into the body, creating a vortex. And as you know, that vortex is rotating around your body, creating this incredibly powerful centrifugal movement around the multidimensional layers. We're going to connect with all 7 layers of the body. We're going to start at the 7th layer outside of your body, and we're going to just clear it. So every time I say clear, you're going to imagine that that layer is just neutralizing immediately any stagnation, any heaviness, any debris, any blockages that are in that space. Just leave immediately down to the center of the earth, or you can imagine that they're going up into the universe, just dissolving into cosmic light. Okay, so clearing your space at 7. Clearing your space at 6. Clear. Clearing your space at 5. Clear. Clearing your space at 4. Clear. Clearing your space at 3, clear. Clearing your space at 2. Clearing your space at 1, clear. Breathing deeply, breathing deeply. And this is where you begin to feel a rush of energy, strong energy here in the solar plexus, okay? As you breathe deeply, you're beginning to generate life force, chi energy in the dantian. This is the dantian. This is where we maintain the core energy of the body. So this breathing exercise and the moving of energy throughout your body begins to expand space, neutralize your energetic field so that you can hold higher bands of frequency. So you're going to go ahead and bring from source a powerful wave of golden light that comes down to the crown of your head and begins to mix with that earth energy. Go ahead and combine that cosmic energy, creating that incredibly powerful centrifugal energy around you. And you might feel that you have this rotating sensation or a feeling that you might want to rock back and forth. That's okay. What's happening is that you're waking up the body, and all of these parts of the body that have been dormant, especially in the back spine, in the back chakras, are having to wake up and move the stagnant energy that has been there. So with every breath you take, move the energy around you, feel the rush of that energy moving. You are cleansing and purifying the multidimensional body. Maintaining your breath or maintaining your breathing. Now allowing yourself to slow down that breathing. Slow down that breathing a little bit lighter, because now that you've moved the energy around you, I want you to sit in this space, and we're going to begin to nourish the physical body from all of the heaviness, the emotions that we've been feeling throughout the day. So with every breath you take, okay, you're going to distribute this combination of earth and gold energy. We're going to send 10% down to the earth, just ground a small percentage down. And you're going to take this moment to clear your physical body, the chemical, the endocrine system, of the lymphatic system of the body. So just imagine that with your mind, you are draining any heavy and extra depletion of life force that has been draining from the body. You're just eliminating all of those habits that drain the life force out of your body. Stress, anxiety, angers, frustrations, helplessness, overwhelm, confusion. Go ahead and eliminate all of those patterns of emotion in the body. And you are literally speaking to the cells in the body and neutralizing, bringing into a state of neutrality from these spaces down to this neutral space. Okay? So just imagine that your entire cells of your body are coming into a state of neutrality. You can visualize them changing a color. You can visualize that they are feeling more expansive, whatever feels real to you. Okay? You're going to go back, you're going to take 80% of that energy up your spine and create a fountain, coating the outside of your protective field, coating outside your energetic body. Go ahead and visualize sealing the space that you're working in right now with green and gold surrounding yourself. Go ahead and fill your room, your home, with green and gold. Setting the intention that everything around us is responding to this high vibrational state at this time. It is becoming also conscious. It is us. Everything that is around us is an extension of ourselves. So we ask ourselves to become conscious, to become aware, to become in alignment with our highest expression at this moment. Okay, go back to your solar plexus, take that final 10%, and now nourish the body with this green and gold. Taking a moment to nourish the body, and immediately you're going to be able to feel some joy coming into the body. Because finally the body is feeling heard, it's feeling seen. And this is what this organism needs. This is love. This is what love means, this awareness. So allow yourself to provide yourself with that love, with that attention, with that connection, okay? And direct this life force to any parts of the body that are aching, or maybe there's illness in the body, wherever you're at physically, mentally. If you have depression, if you have a lot of overwhelm, feelings of going crazy at this time, I want you to anchor yourself in this healing. What you're using here is nature. You are using the vibrational frequency of nature, and you're bringing it inside of the body. Okay, because we're using earth energy. Green is the color that the earth has chosen as its chi color, its life force. And gold is the color of the cosmos have chosen for their chi color, their energy color. So as we combine those energies in this body, we are made up of those two energies. So we're basically coming home at this time. This is us embodying our home. So just visualize absorbing that life force in the body, bringing that healing in the body, feeling love, feeling connection to the body. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply. healing the body. With every breath you take, you are taking in the healing in your body. With every exhale, you're releasing everything that is draining your life force. Okay? So you're going to begin to feel that it's easier to embody joy at this moment. And this space that you're at right now, this is what this time in the universe is all about. This time in the universe is about bringing ourselves from a place of fear, separation, into this bliss moment right now. So I want you to take a moment to take yourself to a place of your imagination, a place of your creation, the most beautiful place that comes to your mind. I want you to transport yourself to that space. Imagine that your entire self inside of this orb that you are around, this green earth and cosmic energy, we are transporting ourselves to a space of healing. So take a moment in this very divine journey to allow yourself to imagine for a moment being in a space of your dreams, wherever that is. It could be by the beach, it could be on a mountain, it can be in the cosmos, it can be on another planet, wherever it is that you go. Take yourself there. Breathing deeply. And as you begin to visualize with your mind's eye this space around you, I want you to immerse yourself in this space for a moment. Take in the beauty of this space. What does the sky look like? Take a moment to observe in detail. Is it sunset? Is it sunrise? Breathing. Take a look at the ground underneath you. How does it look like? Observe it. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply. Okay? Is there sand underneath you? Are you by the water? Okay? Tune in to what you're hearing around you. Do you hear birds, animals? Do you just hear the wind? Is it completely silent? Okay, I want you to really immerse yourself in this space. And this is really important that you create this space, because as the world around us begins to move around, this will be the place that you will realign yourself energetically. This will be your fountain of youth, your fountain of energy, and it is available to you at any time. So as you are here in this space and you begin to visualize in detail, I want you to notice that from your surroundings, it's as if this golden light from everything around you begins to gravitate towards your body and nourish you, okay? So this visualization is not just your imagination. When we go out in nature, nature is beaming with life force in this exact same way. So we can do this outside in nature, or we can do this in our imagination, wherever we are. So I want you to visualize that from this beautiful surrounding, you're going to begin to absorb that life force into the body. Okay? Absorbing that life force into the body. And it's an energy that also moves in a centrifugal manner around your body, turning around, and you're going to bring it up your spine, all the way up into the pineal gland. All the way up into the pineal gland. Breathing. With every breath you take, you're allowing that energy to go up the spine into the pineal gland. Okay? And you're going to allow yourself to feel joy, bliss in this moment. Okay. So as we are running these energies through the body, I want you to begin to review your day. Okay? Go ahead and take a look at your day today. What are the emotions that you felt today? Take a look at that. From the moment you wake up to the moment that you are now sitting here with me, and if this is the other side of the world, take a look at yesterday. Okay? And as you begin to observe yourself, what kind of emotions did you feel the most? Go ahead and identify that emotion. Notice the high emotions of your day and the low emotions of your day. Okay? Acknowledge that there are potentially both, hopefully both. Hopefully you are experiencing high vibration emotions, emotions of love, joy, happiness. Okay? But I want you to focus on the low vibration emotion. So go ahead and identify what is the lowest emotional point of your day. Take yourself to that moment. Okay. And I want you to observe yourself, watch yourself there. Notice what's happening. Notice the scenario, who you're with, who is triggering, who or what is triggering this emotion within you. Go ahead and notice that. Okay, go ahead and focus on your body as you begin to identify that emotion. You're going to feel it in your body. Go ahead and notice what part of your body is feeling that emotion. Remembering to breathe, consciously breathing. Not any fast, sped up breath, but just gently breathing consciously in the body. Okay, go ahead and notice the emotion that you're feeling in the part of the body, and I want you to focus on that part of the body that's feeling the emotion. And sit with that emotion there. What are you feeling? Okay. What's making you feel that way? Why are you feeling that way? What is it? Observe it. And begin to name out the emotions that are inside of that emotion. So let's say you felt frustration. Go ahead and feel the frustration. What's inside that frustration? Just sit with it for a moment, and you're going to begin to feel other emotions come up. Go ahead and name those out. And feel with your body. This is an exercise of the mind and the body and the memory of the body that stores the emotions. This is what you're reading right now. You might learn a lot about what you're feeling in that moment at this time. So without judgment, observe those new emotions that you've discovered. And I want you to select the strongest one of those emotions. Okay? You'll know it right away because your body will respond. So go ahead and focus on the part of the body that's feeling that emotion now. Okay? Go ahead and focus on that part of the body. And as you feel that part of the body with that emotion, again, we're going to sit with that emotion, and I want you to listen and to pay attention to the emotions that are inside of this emotion. Who are you feeling this emotion towards? Why are you feeling this emotion? Is it the same person as before or someone else? Is it yourself? Okay. Go ahead and identify what you're feeling. Name out those emotions. Okay. Go ahead and select the strongest one. And notice how familiar you are with that emotion. How familiar are you with that emotion? Okay, take yourself back. I want you to take yourself back to the very first time in your life that you felt this emotion. Take yourself there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, begin to observe this experience. Who are you with? Okay, begin to observe yourself in this scenario. Why do you feel this way? That's the first question that you're going to ask yourself. Is it you that's feeling this, or are you picking up someone else's emotion? If so, who? Is that person present there? Are they an observer in this experience? Just kind of notice who is feeling what. Okay, connect with your body, connect with what you're feeling, and sit with this emotion here. Notice how uncomfortable it can become. This is the trigger that drives your life. This is what makes you make a lot of choices that you may not want to make in your life. This is what fuels any anger, fears, anxieties, doubts in your life. So I want you to sit with this very important piece of information right now. And as you feel it, I want you to ask yourself, what do you need in order to not feel this way? What do you need? What do you need from others in order to not feel this way? Just notice that. Take a look at that. What do you need from others? What if you could ask others to give you things, to provide you with things? What would you ask them to provide you so that you not feel this way? And the reason why this is important is because we are teaching ourselves how to ask for our needs to be met, even though we can never expect other people to fulfill our needs. But we need to know ourselves in a profound way. So if you understand what your needs are, you can begin to choose people that you bring into your life, choose what experiences you want to participate in and the ones that you don't, based on your observations. Okay? So this is a really great way to begin to learn how to create healthy boundaries in your life and to empower yourself in your situations. Okay? So now that you've seen that, I want you to see what is it that you need from yourself in order to no longer feel this way. Notice that. Breathing deeply. Don't get stuck in the emotion or the story of what happened. We are simply looking at the information that is here. This is what emotions are about. Okay? So identify, what do you need in order to not feel this way in this moment? Okay? And we're not going to analyze, if this is a child, of course you are not going to have known some things, but you will provide yourself. You're going to go back in time and you're going to provide yourself with everything that you needed in that moment. And you can affect yourself by doing this healing work. You are creating new neural pathways and you are changing the foundations of your vibrational frequency with this exercise. So as you see yourself, this is a fragment. Go ahead and surround that fragment in a golden sphere of light. And I want you to provide this part of you with everything it needed in order to not feel that way. You are learning from this process how to bring yourself out of this very powerful emotion that runs your life into something different. So show yourself what you need. And what's going to happen, and the most powerful thing in this healing work, is that you're going to no longer feel the heaviness of that emotion because you have transmuted it. You have redirected the energy the charge from that emotion into a more constructive emotion. And this is what it means to raise the vibrational frequency, this exact work. So as you begin to provide yourself, you're going to see yourself changing. Maybe you'll see yourself stand up. Maybe you'll see yourself expanding your light. Observe yourself. Imagine if that is the being that began to make choices in their life. Do you notice the clarity that you have in this moment? So this is the clarity we want to carry out in our every moment. And we can do so with our connection to our body and intuition. So now that you see this aspect of yourself, I want you to see its whole self. And you're going to bring it into your body now, because it is you. You are reintegrating your wholeness in this moment. So bring that as a part of you into your body. Breathing deeply. Integrating, grounding. You're going to heal parts of yourself by doing this work. Sometimes when people come to me with pains in their neck and their bodies, digestive problems, and they do this healing work, it goes away, it heals. And this is because the information that was informing that suffering stagnation point in the body becomes released. It is transmuted. You're shifting the energy in the body. So notice how the body feels differently, okay? So as you reintegrate that part of you, breathing deeply here, I want you to eliminate all of these memories from the past, okay? From today, from yesterday, from those lives, from those experiences. Eliminate them out of your space, and I want you to transport yourself back to your healing space, to that beautiful place. Take yourself back there. Notice how you have changed. Your colors have changed. Your expression has changed. And what I want you to do is I want you to create a holographic system around your body of your creation with sacred geometry. Okay? Go ahead and create a space around you, a sphere of sacred geometry. And it's going to be your choice what you use, whatever you resonate with. And if you're not familiar with sacred geometry, just imagine a holographic system around you that will heal your body. The body has its own intelligence, and each one of the lines that move through the body are like acupressure points for the energetic body. So we're going to set the intention that we are draining any parts of the body that are holding on to stagnant energy so that we can allow that life force to move through more easily. Okay? Breathing deeply. Create the structure of sacred geometry around your body. And we're going to feed into the sacred geometry the healing color of your choice. Go ahead and set your intention with your highest intuition. What is the color of healing that you need? We're going to bring that color, and the entire sacred geometric shape around you is going to change to this healing color. Go ahead and see it feeding into the body, into the cells, into the perspective organs that require support at this time. The body begins to recharge, regenerate. And you might see that the connections of this sacred geometry are very much focused on the spinal cord, because that is the center home of the majority of this holographic system. Okay? So breathing deeply. Healing here for a moment. I want you to really sit in stillness in this time. Do not move a muscle. And you're going to feel the energy moving around your body. The only thing that's moving is your lungs breathing and exhaling. Healing the body. You're going to begin to open the root chakra back up into a balanced state, spinning it as fast as possible, clearing it. Sacral chakra, open the sacral, clearing it. Open the solar plexus, spinning and clearing it. The heart, closing it just a little bit, clearing it. The throat, clearing it. The third eye, clearing it. And your crown. You're going to activate the 8th chakra, and you're going to see your expression, your energetic field expand as you activate the higher dimensional planes. The 9th chakra, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. Breathing. Okay, now you're connected to Source. Go ahead and bring that white light down in your body. As you anchor that pillar of white light through your body, we are expanding that white light even brighter. Okay, so you're going to expand that white light even brighter all around you, sealing the healing that you did here today. Okay, and any time that you need to recharge yourself, anytime that you need to heal at this level, you can practice this exercise. You can bring yourself to that place and heal your body. Very good. Go ahead and open your eyes and welcome back. You are grounded down to the center of the earth. You're protected in your field of light. Your chakras are in alignment, and your crown is actively co-creating with your conscious present intention. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a true pleasure to work with you. And let me see, I did see a couple of questions. Let me see if I can answer any of these questions that are here today. Geraldine, a lot more quietness in the mind. I'm also not sleeping. Is that normal? That is actually normal right now. And another thing that I wanted to share with you that I talk about in the hypnotherapy is about Plutonian energy that's coming right now. And it's really funny, but in the hypnotherapy, I said the Plutonian people are coming, the Plutonian beings are coming. And what I meant by that is directly after the beginning of this, what happened last year and we're experiencing now, which I described as a red fog of energy that was going to cover this part of the universe, the Plutos were coming, is what I said. And it's incredible because the astrology right now is talking about Plutonian energy that is entering our space. And what I channeled through the Plutonian energy is major transformation, the energy of death and awakening. And it's really incredible what's happening in our world today. But all of these powerful shifts of energy, our bodies are working in the astral plane tremendously. We're very proactive in the astral and in the Akash levels, the connection into the, let me just tell you the numbers of the dimensions, because that's what I see is the 8th, 9th, 10th dimension is where we're primarily active right now. And so these are the realms that we need to focus our awareness. And I hope that you guys are practicing some of this lucid dreaming, your daily presence, and taking that into your dream time, because this is where a lot of things are happening. And it's an exciting time for that reason, but we need to stay grounded in the body and what we're experiencing. So sleep is something that we need to anchor throughout the day, our presence. And when we're in hypnosis throughout the day, sleep at night is harder because systems that should be quieting down are hyperactive, and we're training ourselves that way. So we need to allow ourselves to rest and disconnect from all technology and connect to nature before you go to sleep. Whether that's with this exercise that we did today energetically, or whether you have a plant next to you or crystals next to you, whatever it is, connect with, align your energy system with the natural, the Schumann resonance, the natural energies. There are some binaural beats online, sounds that you can, frequencies that you can connect to help yourself align with that energy and help yourself go to sleep. It's very much an energetic thing that's happening. Very good. Thank you so much for that question. How do you distinguish between artificial synthetic energy and the energy disguised not to be seen by us? Can you clarify that, Mary Bon? When we're talking about synthetic, well, everything is energy, and everything is energy. What would make something artificial is the intention and the directive behind that, right? If it's meant to make people codependent, this is something that is interacting with the subconscious minds of the organism. So we, as this entity, as this organism, need to be aware of whatever we are connecting and exchanging with at all times. We become artificial when we embody mechanical responses in ourselves. So we need to understand that. And so the moment we begin to embody free will, right, if there is such a thing, is that we begin to choose consciously what we're engaging and how we're co-creating. And it is very powerful, the ability of power that we have to co-create. So it's just really important to remember that. We only need 8 more likes to give her a full house. Let's show her some love. Thank you. My life is awesome. My friend David, he's amazing. Thank you so much. ET1 says, two last nights, bad dreams causing headaches after meditations. Those melted into black goo, and sands happened to come back into my dreams. Horrible things happening to the one I let go in the meditation. Oh, yeah, we are definitely having to let go of a lot of old energies, old relationships. So, yeah, that's a big one. I'm glad you're working on that. Truly beautiful and powerful cleansing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that, Anita. Magic Solia says, thank you very much. Very powerful and healing today. Clear visuals. You are an excellent guide. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Oracle says, hello, Geraldine. I have been having bad dreams as well. My contacts are falling asleep. And I am, another frequency is lucid dreaming, and I change it right away. Awesome, Mary Bond. So Mary Bond's really using that lucid dreaming work. Yes, that's what we definitely want to do right now. ET1s, I started killing bad people with a laser beam gun, trying to be safe. Okay, it's good to neutralize your energy and just remember to call back your life force into your body. Okay? Geraldine, it's been intense energy, very emotional for me. My mind is everywhere, very anxious, and a lot of old traumas. Yeah. So again, let's get that trauma dealt with. My loves, please deal with the trauma, because we become slaves to that trauma. And we need to address it so that we can, go ahead in this. It's like when I see you guys, it's like the trauma is this heavy cloud. We need to dissipate that so that you can see and come into this really great movement that is available to you right now. So please keep going. Larissa, you're doing incredible. You are doing amazing. Blessing and love from Trinidad. Aw, Jamal, so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. RR2, there are no words to say. You're a great teacher. Oh, thank you for your time. Thank you, RR2. Sukshil, my sacred chakra, my sacral was vibrating. Nice. That means there was something releasing there. Beautiful, beautiful work. Had dreams of a rainbow hummingbirds last night. Any insights from that? Wow, that's beautiful. Dreams are very personal, but the hummingbird is a very special vibrational frequency that represents intuition. And actually there is a huge, I actually remember that the ancient Mayans used the hummingbird as a very sacred feminine energy. So it is very much connected to that intuition. So take a look at what the Mayans' representation of the hummingbird was about. They called the colibri. Very powerful energy. So check that out and see how it resonates with you. Wow, you guys are having major dreams this week. I'm loving this. Gabriel says, I dreamed killer whales in the waters too. One came after me and I got broken path and I got solid path. I'm leaving the path to solid ground. Wow. Awesome. Marcelo says, crazy week for me. My 12-year relationship ended. My beloved cat has passed. Oh, and now medical doctor wants to remove my gallbladder. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcelo. Let's all send Marcelo some healing energy to support you on your journey right now. Just holding space for you to, just find what is necessary for you at this time, and healing for your body, mind, and soul. And, hang in there. I know how hard it is to lose a cat and the relationship as well. So major changes, guys. But let's look at these as gifts, okay? And from here, wake up. There are going to be a lot of painful gifts in the next couple months, okay? So get ready for that. Get ready for that and almost be excited that once we go down, it means we're going to go back up. I just talked to a very dear friend of mine that reminded me of that. And it was like, you're right. Anytime we go down, we go equally as high in our spiritual work. So just take everything as it comes and get excited about it, okay? All right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you soon. All my love. Oh, Larissa says, I've been medically misdiagnosed and working on releasing this anger, manifesting the doctors that will be fitted for my life cycle. Yeah, okay. Good luck, Larissa. Sending you healing as well. Thank you. All right. Bye. See you soon.